I scorch the earth with these hot lines for the millionth time. Fire and brimstone erupting from the microphone. I steal the show and like a thief.
Effie, week 2 of the high school football season is in the books. Week 3 is coming up. The college football season kicked off last week, and it's probably a little too early to say it was a statement game, but it certainly was a pretty strong opening statement for Ohio State last week against Texas.
Oh yeah, this is overreaction week for guys like us and for high school teams. It is time for improvement and evaluation, and it's really the week where you really figure out who you are,
right,
as a team. So I really like this week.
Right, and last week, I think the takeaway for me with the Ohio State is Matt Patricia is a pretty darn good defensive coordinator.
For sure. If nothing else, I think people understand that he does know what he's doing.
Yeah,
I think,
absolutely.
And he can flourish at this level.
So a good start for Ohio State. A game that happened a day earlier with some local interest. Michigan State opened its season with a 23-6 win over Western Michigan.
Big win.
And for Mansfield Senior fans, they recognized Avion Gross as a defensive back up there. His older brother Angelo was a 5-year letterman up there, and we're joined in the studio by a future Michigan State Spartan. Right now, he's the quarterback at Lexington High School, and it's Joe Caudill. And Joe, thanks for making some time and coming down here.
No problem. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Before we get into it, we'll have a word from our sponsor. Whether you're cruising in for a new ride or keeping your current one in top shape, Graham Auto Mall has you covered. Shop a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles or trust their expert service team to keep you on the road. If you're in the market for a vehicle, stop by Graham at 1515 West 4th Street in Mansfield or visit GrahamAutomall.com. Graham Auto Mall, your hometown dealer. Joe is another one of those guys, and we've had a few of them in here in the first few weeks. He's another one of those guys who passes the look test. You're looking up at another guy here.
Another guy. When I shook hands with him when I got here in studio today, I'm like, man, he's grown a lot since the last time I saw him, or at least the last time I walked up on him. I'm like, geez, these kids keep growing and growing. But I guess that's what you do at that age.
Yeah, and when we take a picture at the end of the day, I'm barely in the frame with the two of you guys. We've got a lot to unpack with Joe, but let's start with your commitment to Michigan State. You verbally committed in January, which is a little earlier relatively speaking, that's a little earlier. Just take us through that decision. Why'd you want to pull the trigger so early?
Yeah, I think it was really a no-brainer. In my aspect, it was so genuine and so special when we went there. They really didn't know me during the football season. They came into the school, they saw my film. They left to go see somebody else, and they texted me. They were like, "Hey, stay at the school. We need to come. We're coming back to see you." Same day, they came back. They offered me. It was a dream come true. I've always wanted that Big Ten offer. It was one of my top schools before I even started talking to anyone. And when they really got in the picture, I was like, all right, this is really serious. And I took a visit a week later, and it just blew me away how amazing the campus was, how genuine the people were. It was special. And about 3 days later, they came to the high school on a snow day to Coach Smith and our tight ends coach, Coach Wozniak. And they just told me, hey, we're ready for you to commit, whenever you want. And I just told them that's what I want to do. There's really just feels like home, and everything's so genuine. I love it, and that's really what it was.
Enough. If you know, you know. I guess. I mean, some guys it takes a little longer, but it sounds like he was comfortable right away.
Yeah, and sometimes it's about the feel, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
You felt at home, and I've been on that Michigan State campus. It is one of those that is, it's got just the enough of amount of history,
right? But
it's got great new and the technology and the upgrades they're constantly making on campus. It's just a beautiful campus, man. It would be hard to say no if they were pursuing you as a recruit. It's a beautiful campus.
Have you had any communication with Angelo or Avion? I mean, those are guys from here in town, and that I know you know. I mean, have you had a chance to talk to those guys?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've known Angelo and Avion since I was 8 years old,
right,
with Clay playing with them. But I say more Avion because he's younger. He's in the program right now.
Right.
But on social media, I've contacted Angelo. We've talked a little bit. It's really just cool seeing guys from our hometown play for that school. It's really it's an eye opener. You can guys like that can flourish at that level from here. That's really cool.
Right. Did they have any advice for you? What do they tell you?
Oh, Avion and Angela?
Yeah.
They really haven't had any advice.
Okay.
It's more just like cheering you up, like just pushing you along, like showing you how it's done.
Sure. Now, you committed in January, and then after that, some other schools offered. And for those of us who don't really understand the recruiting game, I mean, I guess schools continue to contact you and they continue to reach out to you,
No
trying
doubt.
to sway you.
No doubt. That's really when it picked up the most for me. So before Michigan State, I had two offers. I had Miami of Ohio
Right.
and Western Michigan, which were great schools. I loved Miami of Ohio and Western Michigan too. But after I committed, that's when I really started seeing like SECs, more Big Ten schools crawl out of the woodworks. And I was like, dude, that's crazy. But I think no matter what it was, nothing really caught my eye because Michigan State had everything I wanted,
Right.
and my family loved it, and I loved it. Like it just felt so at home, and the staff there is just so special. That's the word I always use for it.
Right.
Special, and I had a lot of cool places like hit me up, like schools that didn't even offer me, but talked to me about
Right.
it, and I really just told them, like, I'm a Spartan, like I want to stay to my commitment. I made him a commitment, and I don't want to break it.
What were the most tempting offers that you got? Like, not specifics, but like what
Tempting?
schools did you have any ones that almost swayed you?
I wouldn't say they almost swayed me, but like cool.
You gave it a second look.
Like Kentucky was cool.
Okay.
Like Purdue was really after me. Purdue was a cool one. West Virginia, I love West Virginia's
Right.
campus. I was there with my brother when I was young, and then I did a camp there, and I was like, dude, this place is awesome.
Right.
But nothing like a couple of schools got like Penn State, but like they never really ended up offering me because I told them like I really have no interest.
Right. No, I'm curious. I would imagine they recruit you as an athlete. I mean, are they telling you you're going to be a tight end? Are you going to play D? I mean, what's the plan for you at the next level? Do they have a plan for you right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna play tight end at Michigan
Okay.
State. I had offers at linebacker.
Okay.
Kentucky and
Right.
Purdue were for linebacker, which was obviously tempting because I love defense.
Right.
But I've always kind of seen myself with the ball in my hand, and my frame fits it well. And it's always been in my family. My dad played tight end. My brother played tight end at Toledo.
Right.
Like it's what I knew I wanted to do, and they see me at it. So
You could probably see a potential edge rusher there too.
Sure.
couldn't you?
Sure. And sometimes when you're thinking about how you're going to play, and I have always saw you when I watched you play, no matter what the sport, as an athlete. Now, right now I think, and you're the type of player, you're the quarterback for Lexington right now, obviously, but have you always seen yourself as just a football player that would do whatever it takes, or did you ever see yourself as a certain position when you're thinking about college or things like that? What was your outlook?
I've always seen myself as a football player, and that's what I would tell the schools when they came in. Like I don't like whatever position you want me at, I will play. Like, I'm a
Right.
football player. I think that's what Michigan State asked me. They're like, "What do you want to play the next level?" I was like, "Wherever you want." Like,
Wherever I can get on the field.
yeah, like, and they told me that like we see you tight end. I was like, "That's great with me." Like, but it's always been like a football player mentality. Like my freshman year, I came in at quarterback and played linebacker on varsity, and I switched to tight end because we had no tight ends my freshman year, and I played it all that year, and then sophomore year right back to quarterback and linebacker. So I think it's whatever the team needs, like you said, and I think just a little bit of everything there.
Did anyone talk to you about playing quarterback? I mean, was that a conversation that came up with anyone?
A little bit. I mean, some schools reached out,
Right.
but it was never really much. It wasn't like the Big Tens or like Max. But I was okay with it.
Right.
I kind of knew that was the direction it was going to take because just my body and the film I have from me
Right.
running the ball. Like when you show you can run the ball, you can be physical on defense. It's going to be tight end most likely, or like you said, edge rusher. But at the end of the day, like I said, football player.
Right.
So
Do you prefer offense over defense or defense over offense, or is it?
I prefer winning. But no, see, I would say offense. I like having the ball in my hand, I like scoring. But I love being physical on defense. I think that's the beauty of playing tight end. You
Right.
can be physical in the trenches, and then you can go make a guy miss and score. So I think to answer your question, offense.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's a skill set. I mean, to be a guy who will put his hand in the ground and make blocks and then go out and catch the ball. I mean, that's a very
Absolutely.
It's a demanding position.
No, it is. It requires a lot of skill. It requires a lot of knowledge of offense, of both blocking and catching the football and understanding pass route concepts. So playing quarterback is good. When I went to Bowling Green, every single tight end in the room was a former quarterback. So that's just how it works. I wonder though, with the pedigree of your family, did that concept of just being a football player and being positionless, is that something that just comes about in your family and not being kind of so attached to a position?
No doubt.
That you weren't like saying, hey, I want to be a quarterback or I want to be a linebacker, I just want to play football?
Yeah, it's always been like that. Like even my dad, he played tight end, DN. Like my brother before high school played linebacker, quarterback. Clay obviously played DN, tight end. It's just we want to have fun and play football. And I think when you have that mentality, like good things happen and you show what you can do. So I think, yeah, like it's always been in my family like that. As a football player.
And for those who don't know, Joe's older brother, Sid, was Mansfield Senior's quarterback on the 2017 playoff team. Clay was a star on probably I don't know, there's an argument that can be had, but certainly one of the greatest senior high teams in history, the 2019 team that was state runners-up. Clay was a defensive end and tight end. Do you take something from each of those guys? I mean, Sid was the quarterback, so he was probably, a little bit more cerebral, I guess, and then Clay was always a physical guy.
No
I mean,
doubt.
are you a mix of both of those guys?
I definitely think I am.
Yeah.
I've always said that. Like, I definitely get the quarterback from Sid. So my oldest brother, I've always looked up to him. Like, I used to go to the games when I was little, like on the bus as a water boy, and I would sit with Sid. Like, I used to do everything with Sid for quarterback, like throw with him. And then being with Clay's always been that physical guy. Like, he's always taught me you have to be physical in the game of football. And I've always taken that a little bit from them both, and I just added them together, and good things have happened.
Right.
I love it.
And tell us, I mean, we were talking a little before. I mean, Sid is off doing some pretty neat things. Tell us what he's up to.
Yeah, he's doing a missions trip in Egypt right now with his family. So he's been there for 6 months. He's living there with his wife and his son, and he's having a good time. He really enjoys it. He loves serving the Lord, and it's a really cool thing that he gets to do.
Wish you got to see him a little more often.
Yeah, I definitely wish I could see him a little more. That's the bad part of that. But he comes home here and there, and you really have to cherish the moments you get. It makes you really realize you have to cherish every moment you get with him because you don't see him that often.
Right. And Clay is studying. Tell us what Clay's up to.
Clay finished up at Ohio Dominican. He transferred from Toledo, and he's working in Federated Insurance, and he's out training in Minnesota, and he'll get relocated back to Ohio and sell life insurance.
Okay.
So he loves it. He likes what he does.
And he's married too, right?
He's married, yeah. They're all grown up.
Yeah, absolutely. Man. I mean, that 2019 team especially, I mean, you were probably 11 or 12 years old. I mean, that was influential time for you as a young person, and I mean, that's an exciting run to watch your older brother go on, I would think.
Oh, it was awesome, dude. I just remember being up every night with Clay, watching film and just talking to him about it and be just realizing dude, this is so special what you're doing. Yeah. And it made me hungry. Right. I want to get there. That's our team goal. Get there. And I know it's a hard challenge to reach, but I think it'd be really cool if we did that.
And if your brother taught you anything, it's that it can be done. Fighting team around here. That run. I mean, when you look back on it, I mean, they beat Sandusky in overtime, and then the following week they beat Aurora in double overtime, and then they lost to Trotwood in the state championship game in overtime. I mean, that's
should have won it too.
Yeah, they absolutely should have won. And there was a very real chance that ball could have got scooped. That blocked field goal could have got scooped and scored.
To this day,
but I digress.
Let's not.
Yeah, it's a bad road.
I digress. But I mean, that time is special, and I would imagine. I mean, for a young person who has a brother on the team, that's really special.
Well, those are the things, and that kind of keep you involved, and they keep that fire burning as far as young people wanting to stay involved and be involved in the sport. And I talk to programs all the time and schools all the time about how you grow your program is how they see the program when they're young. And when you get those young eyes on your program, and you work with me on the documentary I did on the 85 basketball team, and I done that documentary because they were my heroes when I was Joey's age. Right. You know what I mean? They were my heroes. So that made me want to play sports, that made me want to get to the state championship more than anything. So that is the effect of how those teams play, and you being involved in those teams and having young players in the locker room, on the sidelines. That's what you got to have. I love seeing young players with the oversized jerseys on the side. I've always told people, you want to see a successful program, see the little kids in the oversized jerseys on the sideline. If they've got those, they've got a good program going.
Right, yeah, the ball boys and the water boys, those are the ones who continue it.
You got a successful program going.
No doubt.
What advice do older brothers have? Sid and Clay, do they give you any advice? I mean, what do you take away from those guys?
They give me a little advice. They let me do my own thing, really, but they always just preach like what we were talking about, being a physical football player,
right.
Be the best football player you can be, and let God do the rest. I just think other than that, like they know what I can do.
Right. And we had Braden Fogel in here, a few weeks ago, and he kind of credited you. He's like, Joe's the one who kind of taught me how to be a 6'4", be a physical football player. I mean, did you guys? I mean, is that something you did to talk to him about? I mean, is it something that you guys have discussed?
I mean, yeah. He made the transition to outside linebacker this year, which is in my spot, in my spots. So I think it's really been cool, like kind of showing him the ropes. And he's an athletic kid, like he's gonna get it. He's physical, like. But I think definitely like we talk about it. We've talked about it a lot.
Yeah, it's okay to go out and run people over on the football field.
Yeah. It's the best thing to do.
It is the way it goes. And I was talking to somebody the other day. We were talking about how there comes a point when you're a football player that, I don't know, sometimes that happens in a game, sometimes it happens at practice, but there's a switch that flips, and you realize, like, it's okay to be physical.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you spend some time when you're younger kind of afraid and kind of timid, and then something happens and you're like, I'm tired of being scared.
Yep.
And you just go out and you play. And for some people it takes a little longer, but the younger you get that, and whenever you get that, that's that moment when you really become a football player.
My dad has told me this since I was 8 years old, that you can have two Joes. You can be nice Joe off the field, but when you're on the field, you're the meanest person out there, dude. You gotta be violent, physical. He's always told me that, and I think it's stuck with me to this day.
And there's something to be said about having older brothers who probably
sure.
probably knock you around a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
So you guys last year, I mean, you guys start the season 0-3, and I think after that you win 4 in a row. You get back to, I mean, it was an uphill climb all season long. You eventually get yourself in a position to play for a conference championship, and you guys go over to Ashland. You fall to Ashland. You were not your greatest game that day, and I remember you walking off the field and you were kind of beating yourself up over that one.
Yeah.
I mean, where were you mentally after that game last year at Ashland?
I was obviously down, but I knew we had a shot to make the playoffs still, even though it was still up for grabs. But it was tough, Like, we've worked so hard. We were, like you said, we were 0-3. Our goal that year was win the conference.
Right.
And we came close. Like, we were right there. We were in the game. If you remember that game,
right.
We were in the game. We were right there. And little mistakes, that'll cost you a conference championship. And we realized that. And I think it's grown us. And I've grown from it.
Right.
And I think from that day, like, it's been like an attitude, like, we got to get back to the situation, but we got to capitalize next time.
And even the week before that, you guys were taken down to the wire by a Madison team. I mean, those are the things that I would imagine try you guys and prepare you for what comes next.
Underrated Madison team that year. I'll say that. Like, they were very physical up front, and even skill wise, they weren't bad. I mean,
did you feel like you dodged a bullet in that one?
I think we should have played better, but at least we got out with the win, and that was the positive on it. We gave ourselves a chance to go play for that conference championship. So
I mean, you lose to Ashland, you don't know if you're going to get in or not. You find out later the weekend that you get in as a 12 seed. Where are you at mentally there in between the end of that Ashland game and Sunday when you get the official word? I mean, that's got to be a tough spot.
I think it was a moment where, like, all right, we can breathe a little bit, we're in. But I think from right there we knew, like, the drawing we got, that we can go get those dudes. And we were super excited, like, pumped up all week about that, like, that we got in and we had a chance to go extend our season, let our seniors play more football,
right.
Get more football for us. It was a really cool thing, and it was just go mode from there.
Right. And sure enough, you guys on the road week 1, you go to Maumee. It's 28-14.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if it's right away, but I would imagine you can feel some momentum building when that happens.
Oh yeah, I threw the ball 3 times. That's the greatest feeling in the world as a quarterback.
Yes.
Like
Absolutely.
we let our O-line do the work and running backs do the work. Obviously, blocked great. It was a really fun game. We played good defense. That was the cool part.
Right.
Coming off of a week where we didn't really play our best offensively or defensively, and we really played a strong game versus a school that, if you look at it historically, they were never in that spot.
Right.
And then that was like their 1 year. Like whole town was there,
Yeah.
and we got to go beat them there. It was super cool. We had nobody in the stands on our side. Like it was awesome.
Yeah, winning playoff games on the road when not a lot of people give you chances.
Yeah,
That's
so
there's something to be
special.
said about that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then the following week, it's at Rocky River,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the Joe Caudill game.
That game definitely.
It was. I wrote it down here. 14 out of 19 passing for 191 yards and 2 touchdowns. And oh yeah, you rushed for 189 yards and 5 touchdowns. Just take us through that night. I mean, that's got to be something that is burned into your brain.
That was so fun there, and it was a moment where like I think I scored like my 4th, and or it might have been my 3rd. And I looked up and I was like, wait, how many touchdowns do I have right now? And I was like, all right, well, it's fine. It's a tie game. Like, and then I cracked off an 80-yarder, and I was like, okay, like we're not losing this game.
Right.
Like we're not gonna lose tonight. And our O-line knew that, and our O-line was playing amazing, and defensively that second half came out super strong and put it to them, and it was just a really fun game.
Right. And I was going to ask you. I mean, do you realize in the moment, hey, I'm having a pretty big night, or is it just next play?
I usually never do because I'm always on offense or defense, like playing quarterback. You can't really think about those things. Like I always thought, like at quarterback, you can't get too high, you can't get too low.
Right.
So if you're thinking about like, oh, I have 5 touchdowns right now, like you can't think like that. It's always next play because they can burn you on the next one.
Right.
Like you always need to have that mentality where it's next play.
Right. After you ever have a 7 touchdown night?
Maybe 3 games maybe put together, maybe. Yeah.
Then the following week, you guys run into a buzzsaw. It's Toledo Central Catholic, and we've talked over and over about Toledo Central Catholic ending some people's seasons around here. I mean, what do you take away from a game like that? I mean, you had I think you threw for 200 yards that night.
Yeah.
But I mean, what do you take away from that, and like where you have to get to be where you want to be? I guess.
It's definitely a humbling moment. You know,
Yeah.
you come off the Rocky River game where you play great, and then you run into them, and you're like, oh well, we're not that good.
Right.
You realize how big some of those schools are, and you're like, okay, well, this is what we have to compete with if we want to go where we want to go. So we have to get better. We've been saying that all year. Like we got to train as hard as we want to beat TCC right now. So yeah,
And it's at every division. I mean, you know what's out there waiting for you, and to do it. I mean, you got to beat those teams if you want to get to where you want to get to.
Right, and like you said, you have to be exposed to that to know what you're going to have to overcome, and I think it's a great motivator for preseason. It's a great motivator for that summer work, and for you as a leader to have to bring along the younger guys that haven't, maybe didn't get a chance to play that night. Like, look, this is what we have to go against.
Yep.
So, and when I think about it, and I know we generally, I know I always want to know from the upperclassmen, what is it like? What is that your leadership role? What is it? Explain your leadership role now as a senior this year in comparison to what it's been in the past. Now, you've always had a strong leadership role with this team, but this year in particular, what has your leadership role been like this year going into your senior year?
I think last year it was more leading by example and all that stuff, but I think vocally, like picking guys up, like that's the biggest thing, picking people up, and obviously still leading by example, show them the right ways. But I think just really being that extra motivator that we need besides the coach. I think we're a player-led team. I think that's the biggest thing about it. When another player is telling you something, I think it's way more special. It's more genuine when your teammate is really getting into you and telling you like this is what we have to be.
Right.
I think it's special.
I was going to ask, like, is it challenging at times, like when you have to hold guys accountable, or talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I think there's always moments where it's like, all right, well,
Uncomfortable conversations.
uncomfortable conversations, but even those times when like when you lose, like you have to come to work the next day and be the same person you were the day before that when you were 1-0.
Sure.
So I think just staying consistent to how you were, just it goes a long way.
And Effie, you and I have talked a little bit about it. I did a story on that 2005 basketball team that went to state, and I watched a lot of the film, and you could see John Avery out there. Yeah. He would absolutely hold people accountable,
Sure.
and that is not necessarily the case as we're 20 years down the road. But that's an important piece of the puzzle is when you have guys who are taking some ownership.
Well, because it's difficult because and I think you explained it greatly because sometimes players don't know what they don't know, and John is a great example because he was there as a young guy playing with older guys, and he was a big part of those teams that couldn't quite make it, and he knew what it took, and he ended up taking his group to the to the Final Four, but he knew what it took, because he saw those teams before him, so he pushed, and sometimes he would, he'd get in the face of his good friends,
right?
Guys that they hung out all day long, but when they got in between those lines, if he had to challenge them, he challenged them, and I know that's the position that you're in as a leader sometimes, but sometimes is a sign of maturity to do that, and then it's a sign of maturity to accept that.
Right.
And as a team, if you can do it and accept it, that's growth. That's how your team grows.
Yeah. I think you hit on the head right there. Like all of us, we're a super close group, but we have that mentality. We're like, all right, like we're gonna hold you accountable. So we gotta do what you gotta do for us, for the group. We got 20 seniors out there, so.
Pull your weight or you're going to hear about it.
Yeah.
And you said it. I mean, a 20-man senior class, that doesn't happen very often at any level. And you guys have always been very successful. I mean, has it always been easy for you guys to manage expectations? Because you've always had a lot of expectations for you guys.
I think I wouldn't say it's been easy. Like junior high, obviously, like we had a ton of expectations. We didn't lose a game of football. We didn't lose a game of basketball.
Right.
Went to state and track. Like it was we like. Coming in, we definitely had like a reputation of being like really good. Like I shouldn't say like really good, but like we were good. And I think keeping up with it, like being young, it's hard to really get to that stage where like you're dominant.
Right.
So it's been hard, but I think as you get older and guys buy in more, you really see it like come back.
Right. I mean, as a quarterback, I mean you have Braden Fogel and Seven Allen and Dontrell Hughes and
Avery Crawford.
I mean, it's a embarrassment of riches. I mean, what's that do for you mentally, knowing you just got to get the ball to those guys?
Just get them the ball, let them do their work. Like it's super special to have, and I've always appreciated it. It sucked because Avery Crawford is such a dominant player, and you guys are seeing it this senior year, but he's been here since sophomore year, and he had problems from his old school, like where he couldn't play sophomore year, and then junior year
gets hurt injured,
week 1, tears something in his foot. Like it really sucked for him that he couldn't show the whole county that who he was.
Right.
But he's showing it this year, and like you said, like we have so many guys like Dontrell Hughes, great player.
Right.
Braden Fogel, obviously great player. Seven Allen, most underrated player I've ever seen in my life. Like he's really good. Cohen Boozer, like I know like we have so many guys. Cohen Boozer is a great player. Like it's our receiver group is very deep.
Yeah, and it's got to be like I don't know you had some skill position guys around you back in your day, but it has to make a quarterback's job a little bit easier.
Well, sure, and the hard part, if there is one, is like you said, trying to make sure they get the ball in places where they can be successful, and one of the challenges as not only as the quarterback but also for a coaching staff is to make sure that you're doing things and make sure you're designing your philosophy, game planning to get the ball to the guys in spaces where they can be effective each game. And that may seem easy, and that's the hard part. When you talked about managing expectations, that's the first thing I thought about, because people think, oh, you got him and him and him and him and him. You should just blow people out every game, but football doesn't work that way.
Not at all.
Football doesn't. There's only one ball.
Only one ball.
And so it doesn't matter how many stars you got. You have to be able to manage that in the proper way. So, I wish it was that easy, but sometimes it can get complicated.
No doubt.
Who's your favorite target?
The open one.
The open one. Spoken like a true
The open
quarterback.
Absolutely.
You guys,
the most open one.
Yeah.
Because they're all open.
they'll tell you. You guys opened the season with a win over Ontario this year, and that's a team you hadn't beaten. What, you guys hadn't beaten them in high school,
I
right?
beat him in high school.
So I mean, that's got to be a good place for you guys to. I mean, especially starting the way you did last year with 3 straight losses. I mean, were you guys in a pretty good place after that game?
Yeah, we were happy, but we know we have a lot more work to do. Like, we didn't play our best football at all. We turned the ball over 5 times. Right. Like, with special teams and offense, we knew we had a lot to clean up. But it felt really good to get that week 1 victory at home, rival game. It was really cool.
Yeah, and that took us to last week. I mean, that's a Shelby team that's a very talented Shelby team, and they got you guys again this year. I think they've won. I went back and looked. I think haven't lost to Lexington quite some time. But I mean, are there things you can take away from last week that you can use going forward here?
Yeah, I think there were some things we did good. A lot of things got to clean up. Obviously, when you lose a game, it's hard to take away a lot of things from it. But I think, like you said, it's a good football team. We just got to regroup and come together, be on the same. Remember the mission. That's the biggest thing we've said this whole week. Remember the goals we have. This game doesn't affect us in the long term. Like, obviously, it sucks, no doubt. We wanted to go 10-0, but we have to remember the mission and know what we're going for.
Right, and that's the thing. I mean, and I've talked to you about it before, especially in basketball. But like, you don't want to say it's meaningless, but you didn't lose a conference championship. You didn't lose a place in the playoffs. You would have loved to win, but all your goals are still out there in front of you.
Well, sure. And the most important thing for players and coaches, and when I talk to coaches, I always tell them too, like, the most important thing is staying together, understanding that your goals, for the most part, are always still in place. And that's why when you talked about this week, I always talk about this week in football being a perfect week. Week 1, you have to figure out, okay, it's week 1 for everybody. So everybody goes out, plays a bumpy game. It's messy. Everybody's all arms and legs.
There's 5 turnovers.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, something like that.
Everybody's all arms and legs. You come into week 2, and then you figured out some things from week 1. You play in week 2. You try to clean up the things from week 1. Now, week 3, you have figured out, okay, here's the things we've done well. We figured out some things we need to work on. Now we're settling into who we are. Mm-hmm. So, this is always a really good week for high school teams to really accentuate who you are as a football team. And I've always said everybody's feet get firmly planted in week 3 as a football team. And you just move on from there, no matter whether it's conference game or not. So I've always liked week 3 as a coach anyway, because I've always felt like those first 2 games, not that they don't matter because you have to have them, but they really help you grow as a football team when you get into week 3.
Do you feel like you've established an identity as a team so far? I mean, what's your identity, I guess?
I would like to say our identity is running the football, getting the ball out quick, letting our guys make plays in space. Yeah. But I think we need a better job at cleaning stuff up, finding our identity. There's always stuff you can clean up. Like you said, it's week 3. So you're always going to get – our goal is you always get better. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. Sure. So –
you got another big one coming up. It's a Clear Fork team, and they got you last year, and I think they turned a few heads with their week 1 win over Sandusky Perkins, the defending Division 4 state runner-up from last year. And then they beat a Zanesville team last week that they probably ought to have beat. Nonetheless, I mean, what do they do well? What are you guys going to have to do to kind of turn the tables on them?
They're obviously going to be a physical team. Right. It's Clear Fork football, but I think their defense is really good. They've made plays offensively, which have obviously probably turned heads. But like you said, like that week 1 win for them was big win. Like Sandusky Perkins, good program. Right. So we definitely gotta play good this week and just play our game.
There's a lot to be said about confidence among 17 and 18-year-old kids. Sure. If you beat a team like that, that kind of sets you up for the rest of the year.
Well, the great thing about this sport is you have to play the games, and nobody really knows, and of course that's a big win for Clear Fork. I was there last week for their game, and they feel good, their fans feel good, the players feel great. They're excited about playing Lexington. Lexington is excited about playing them, and as fans, it's a great game for us. But I know that for you all, it's about getting better, like you said, each week and learning. And they are trying to get better each week, even though they played a much lesser opponent. Yeah. Their goal, when I talked to Coach Brokaw, is about getting better each week. And can they do that? And that's what you all want to do. So when you think about going into this week against Clear Fork, and I know you guys have maybe watched some film on them, maybe not. Yeah. For you, what are some things specifically you guys, without giving away your game plan, what are some things you guys feel like you really need to clean up or do well this game to be successful this week?
I think just definitely like establishing the run and staying ahead of the sticks. Can't get behind the sticks. That was the biggest problem last game. Can't become one-dimensional. That's a problem when you're behind the sticks. You're one-dimensional. Right. So I think cleaning up that aspect of it will definitely go a long way.
Yeah. And I've watched enough football over the years. It's for high school teams, they have to be on schedule. If you're not on schedule, it's
dude, you're doomed.
Generally doesn't end well. So I mean, you got to get 4 yards on first down, and you just got to stay on schedule. And if it doesn't happen, you're in trouble.
Especially as exotic as defenses have become.
Right.
I was so surprised. I'm so surprised now how, used to be your, defenses can be. I was an offensive guy, so I've always felt like defensive players, there's only so much they can do. They can only handle so much. That was me as an offensive guy. But now I watch defensive evolve into different, they do a lot defensively now. So, you get into a 3rd and 7, 8, 9, and it's like,
bringing it.
You're in, you got to stay out of that because you are in some trouble. So you gotta, like you said, stay ahead of the stick. So that's a really big point.
When Braden was in here a few weeks ago, he kind of let the cat out of the bag. He said he thought that you had decided to graduate early and to so you can get that next chapter started. Is that still the plan for you?
That is.
Yeah. I would imagine that. Well, let's just go through that decision. Was it a tough decision for you, or
very hard decision? Yeah. Probably one of the toughest decisions I've ever made, and it was really hard when I had to tell Hammy,
right.
Because I love basketball. Like, I've played basketball since I can remember. And obviously that's our senior class. We're good at basketball. But I think when the opportunity's here, you got to jump on it sometimes. And it's become so popular in the last few years for everyone to go early.
Right.
At Michigan State, I think 18 out of the 20 guys right now are all going early.
Wow.
So it'd be tough to get behind 6 months,
right?
And I sat down with Hammy. I talked to him man to man about it, and I was told him, and he respected my decision. Hammy's a great guy; you can talk to him about anything,
right?
And I find him as one of my friends, coaches and friends.
Right.
Like, you can seriously talk to him about anything, and he understood.
And Effie's another one of those guys who probably thought he was a basketball player before he realized. I mean, is that
No.
No?
There
you have it.
You knew it.
I love basketball, but football is first love.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's great to hear, man, because I run into so many guys. Most young people think, I was a basketball player, and then football just kind of overtook that over time. So it's good to hear that, but I would get that from a Caudill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would get that from you because you guys are both your brothers were so self-aware. Always. I always loved talking to them because they were always self-aware, and they always knew, even though they were great athletes. You guys are great athletes and probably could be a great basketball player. You are a great basketball player.
Thank you.
And could have a future in it if you wanted to. But, you're like, I'm a football player.
I've dreamed about playing football my whole entire life.
That's cool.
And my goal is going to the NFL.
That's dope.
It's always been my goal since I could remember.
I love that.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, again, we've talked about this. It's a pipe dream, but at some point, does it become a realistic expectation? I mean, do you see now a path to playing in the NFL?
I wouldn't say I see the path, but I think getting to the level, getting there is the hard part. Michigan State, getting there.
Right.
But once you're there, they'll mold you into that build and that player. Obviously, you got to have the right mindset for it. But I think getting there helps you out so much, and I think it's a really cool thing for me, just to see it become even a step closer.
Right.
It's special.
Did you talk to the Michigan State program about your goals of being in the NFL, and was that kind of like, yeah, we can get you there?
No doubt. Michigan State's tight end coach, Coach Wozniak, he's put a lot of tight ends in the NFL. That whole staff has, really. And the university has a name for NFL players, like a long list. And I definitely told them my dreams, and they said, we'll do it. Like, let's go do it.
Well, the truth of the matter is, Big Ten schools, SEC schools, they have to recruit pros now. Mm-hmm. And so if you don't have aspirations to be in NFL, if you're going to a Big Ten school on a football scholarship to be a physical therapist, then that's great. Mm-hmm. But that's not the kid they're going to recruit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the reality is, it's great that you have those aspirations, and I would encourage you to keep them, because they wouldn't recruit you if they didn't think it was in you to have that, because those teams, if you're playing in the Big Ten, they know you have to be pro caliber in order to get there.
Yep.
So the infrastructure is there, but like you said, you've got to work like you got to work like you don't belong there.
Yep.
In order to get what you want, to get your goals.
Oh, no doubt.
What do you do well? I mean, what do you think you do well, and what do you need to improve on before you get up there?
I think I'm physical at the point of attack. Mm-hmm. I think I'm good with the ball in my hands. I think obviously just cleaning up some technical stuff. Obviously with tight end, I never really played it that much. I played it my freshman year, but I think cleaning up stuff like that. But I think I do well with the ball in my hand, being a physical player. I'll go get you the yards. I'll go get you the first down.
If I'm a coach, and he's kind of like a blank canvas, right?
Oh,
I mean, he hadn't played since his freshman year, and it probably wasn't high level tight end coaching that he was getting then.
And the most the most attractive thing about having a quarterback be a college tight end is just your knowledge of offense.
Yep.
And understanding, general blocking schemes and pass routes, understanding what a quarterback needs.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That is, that is huge from a tight end. So even though the route says this, you as a former quarterback knows that, well, I know what the route says, but in this case, the quarterback needs me to be here. And only a quarterback would understand those things.
Yeah.
And that's why it's such a benefit to have a young man with an offensive mind playing those positions.
Yeah.
And that's why they recruited it that way.
Yeah, it's no doubt. They've talked to me about that.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny because you meet like all the other commits at Michigan State, and I met the quarterback commit, Cade Kaufman, and we're rooming together, like quarterback mindsets.
Right.
Like you can tell.
That's cool.
Like so it'd be cool to be on the same page there because we know we have we're both quarterbacks. We know what we want. So it would be. I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, have you gotten to know those guys? I mean, it's a different world. I would imagine when you went to Bowling Green, you went there and you knew Chioke, and that was about the extent of it.
That was it. But like you said, once you get there and you get to know people, and it's different now because these young men have more social media and they get to know each other earlier. But once you get there, you're a family.
Yep.
Like once I got there with our freshman class, like to this day, we're all still great friends because you meet people and you become close really quick because you have to.
Yeah, right. No doubt.
And you become really, really quick, really friends, really close, really quick, and those things you share, and you're in those battles together, man. And the thing that you talked about going early, and I just wanted to, and I know that was a tough decision for you. And even though we've talked to some people that says it may not have been a tough decision for some people, and I know it was for you. What did you think? What went through your mind in that decision? What did you think about? What was so hard about that decision?
I think what was hard about it was just leaving my friends. All my friends are gonna be in high school. I'm gonna be in college doing winter workouts. It's gonna be a different aspect. And I think obviously having Braden, I don't know if Braden's doing it or not. Did he say he was?
He was non-committal.
Yeah, so I don't know. If it's interesting because you have another guy in that same situation.
Right.
But I think there's definitely not being home, being away from your family, being away from all your friends. Like it's tough seeing them play basketball games on Tuesday nights, and you're in East Lansing just sitting there. Like it's gonna be tough, but I think it is what it is. I think me personally, I think it's a smart decision for me. So.
And Bernhard is going early, right?
Zach Bernhard.
Yeah.
Will,
But DeVito's or Braden DeVito's not.
well, Air Force, he said last week there's no early enrollment option for the service
I was
academy.
thinking, and the biggest losers in that are the high school basketball coaches.
Absolutely.
Oh my, yeah, for sure. A lot of the OCC's getting hit.
Yeah,
man.
Right.
Absolutely.
OCC's getting hit
I mean, it's
hard.
probably everywhere too, though, with everybody going early now, and you get so many multi-sport
Oh, yeah.
athletes that play football and basketball.
Well, and the thing is, it's like it's hard. And early on, I was like when Angelo. I remember when there was talk of when Angelo started talking about it, I was like, man, I don't know why people because I was big on him, like because Cade Stover stayed,
Yep.
and I was like, look, if Cade Stover can stay,
Yep.
what the heck are we doing
Right,
here?
right.
You know what I mean? What are we doing here? But as I look at how things are evolving now and how, like you said, if you sometimes in some situations, if you don't, you're so far behind.
right.
Yep.
Like some of the kids, they want to come in because it's a thing about they got some more development to do. They want to get you in early because you've got, they want to get you in early to get some more weight on you so you have a chance. But now it's like, no, they want everybody in early because they want, that's just the class. They want to bring the class in early.
And they want to hit the ground running in the fall.
Exactly. It's not like it used to be, hey, we need you to come in for this reason or that reason specifically. Now it's like, no, we want everybody in, so everybody is in for spring ball. And it's different. And so I've kind of backed off that a little bit, but even still it stinks for basketball coaches. I feel terrible for my basketball
And I
coaching
even told
friends.
Hammy, like I wish there was a rule where nobody could do it.
Right.
I wish nobody could do it, and we all had to stay.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's like it's 18 out of 20 guys going early.
Yeah.
I can't be 6 months behind.
Right.
Are there less redshirt freshmen now with everybody coming in early, or is it just the football programs wanting to get ahead because they make the most money?
That'd be interesting to see.
I think they're just getting ahead.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
that's
still
something
think that guys there's still a lot of guys who get there early and end up redshirting that.
Well,
that
the
fall.
thing is, though, the red shirt rule has changed, so you could still play some games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can play
but
like
still
4
red
games.
shirts.
Yeah, I think you can
and
play
that has
4.
changed,
Right.
Because used to be you couldn't play at all,
Yeah.
to preserve your red shirt. But now you can play some games and still be red shirt. So now, you got to come in ready to play because you could play significant amount of snaps
the goal.
and still get a red shirt.
Yeah.
And it worked out for. I felt the same way about Angelo because he was a guy who could potentially win a state long jump championship in the
Absolutely.
spring. I think he was 3rd or 4th in the state
was.
as a junior.
Yeah.
And he probably would have won that. Well, hindsight being 2020, that was the COVID year. He would have lost his. He would have lost his
Right.
spring sports season anyhow. But a few years before that, I thought maybe Jornell Mann should go early, and
Right.
he stayed and he tore his ACL playing
Right.
basketball. So there's two sides to those coins.
Sure.
It's a hard call, I would imagine.
It is. But I think in the end that the way it's trending right now, I think if you have an opportunity and if you're at one of the Power 4 schools, I think they put it in a place where you can't deny. You can't deny, and if you do, you have to understand where you're going to be when you come in.
Right.
You have to understand that.
I wonder if there's a different mentality too, with like money being involved, and it's like, hey, this is a job. Like,
Yeah.
there's maybe a different expectation or maybe a different pressure.
Well, with me-
What's that like for you?
Money is not the thing for me at all.
Not the driving
I
factor.
I love football.
Cool.
I love football, and that's the main thing. I want to be, like I said, I want to go to the NFL. Like I want to put the time in where I can see myself really like in there working. I'm in the program. Like that's really special to me.
Still.
So to answer your question, the money wasn't an aspect at all. Of that.
I mean, all that said, you're only guaranteed 8 more high school football. The finish line is getting pretty close here. I mean,
No,
what's
that's
that
crazy.
like for you?
It's crazy. Like I was talking to you before. Like the things go by, the days go by so fast. Weeks go by. Like you're done with the game. You blink your eyes. It's Thursday. Like, you're like, all right. Well, I play tomorrow. So, and it's already week 3.
Yeah.
So the days are just flying by, and I'm really trying to enjoy every moment I have. Like even the long practices, the ones that suck.
Right.
Like I want to enjoy it. Like it's the last time I get to do it with my best friends that I've grown up with.
And we hear it all the time when we get kids in here. Time kind of speeds up on them. It doesn't seem like it seems like it's going to take forever when you're a freshman, but then all of a sudden you blink your eyes and it's you're a couple weeks from graduation.
Well, and that's cool to hear you say that, because sometimes you don't realize that until after you're done.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's cool to hear you say that while you're in the midst of it, because sometimes it's after you're done and you realize, oh my, I'm my friends and I'm not.
Yeah.
That was my last practice.
I know. I think
that's it.
I think Michigan State has also done a good job by just telling me that. Like my tight ends coach there tells me all the time, enjoy the moment.
Wow.
Like enjoy every second you have there.
That's dope.
Because once you get here, it's time to go to work.
Mm.
So you need to enjoy every second with your best friends, all that stuff. And he's a basketball guy. Like he loves basketball. He's from Cincinnati. He's from Loveland.
Oh, that's cool.
Like he's total like Ohio guy.
Okay.
And he tells me all the time, just enjoy it.
Well, good. That kind of wraps it up here. But we introduced a segment last week where we called it the 2-minute drill, where we just throw some questions at you and we'll see what your response is. So let's dive into it. Favorite NFL player?
Oh, favorite NFL, current or former? Like all time?
All time.
Peyton Hillis.
Okay. How about
Madden curse cover.
Well, don't get me started on that. Yeah.
how about a college player?
Favorite college player? Ooh, I really like Johnny Manziel. That's
Okay.
the quarterback in me.
Okay. How
I
about
like Baker Mayfield too.
Okay. How about favorite NFL team? Are you a Browns guy?
Browns, go
Okay.
Browns, baby.
Favorite college team?
Michigan State, go green. Come on.
Absolutely.
Good
I grew up an Ohio State fan. I'll say that. I grew up, but I'm go green, go Spartans all the time now.
Here's the first tough one. We'll see what you're made of. What's the capital of Michigan?
The capital of Michigan? Lansing?
It's Lansing.
Oh,
That's
let's go.
absolutely
Yeah.
right. Right next door to East Lansing.
We
Best
won't
high
ask you who their senator is.
Tom Izzo.
best high school memory.
Best high school memory. Bus ride home after Rocky River.
All right, that makes sense. How about especially for you, 7 touchdowns. That's burning the worst high school memory.
Losing to Ontario on a game-winning field goal my sophomore year.
Okay.
That one's burned in the brain.
All right. What do you want to do? What do you want to study up there?
Business.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you see yourself doing in, say, 10 years?
That's the hard part. I don't really know yet.
Playing football.
Playing
maybe.
football, hopefully. But I really don't. I really don't know yet. Honest truth, I don't know.
Right.
And I think I'll figure that out as I get older. But right now, I'm football. I don't know. Business. I'll go study business. A
Okay.
degree that can help me in whatever I really want
Sure.
to do.
That's good. You never have to know what you're doing in 10 years. It's always such a silly job interview question. Sorry, Curt.
Right.
I mean, it's
No,
a good
I know.
question, but I mean, it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do in 10 years.
Right.
Yeah.
What advice would you give your younger self?
Enjoy every moment and enjoy the times that suck. Like being an underclassman, being with those upperclassmen that are gone now. I think just enjoying every moment, taking it all in, learning, not as much like speaking, just listening.
Right.
Just listen to everything you can.
That's going to do it, guys. I think that's everything I have. We really appreciate you stopping down
Thank
here.
you.
We
I
hope you had a
appreciate
good
it so
time,
much.
and that'll do it for this week. Check us out next week. Thanks.